Volatility is back in the markets here as E-mini coming back in towards the lows. First thing this morning, got a lot going on here in the market. I'm just going to double check here, make sure we got the right page on there. The wrong one. Sorry about that. 1 second here. There we go, guys. Okay, so yeah, volatility in the markets here. Dollar index catching a bid this morning. I talked about this the other day. Actually did an article on that. Yeah, the dollar up here as a safety play here. So DXY catching a bid. ES coming up off the lows here. We actually just took I was first of the morning trade here off the lows, 67.70 reclaim. That was an easy one. And got about 20 points on that. I just closed out the runner here right before coming on. But right now, market, in a weaker state here. We watched the, I told you to watch that into the close yesterday, that engulf, and it did not do that, right? So, and it's, I'd say, oh, well, it's only by 20 cents. No, it matters. It definitely matters. It was intentional. And that definitely left the door open for downside. And that's why I was saying that. Watch 67.70 here on ES. That'll be a big level. If we can spike that and then reclaim or hold it, this market can try to rally again. But if this goes, we're going to make a new low. I'll just say right now too, you do have a little bit of a divergence here. This was part of what got into this trade here. It was pretty easy there, going into that double bottom. But right now, there's definitely interest at 675 SPY for today, as well as even a left tail down at 670. Do we get there? Well, it remains to be seen. I think if we lose this low, though, it certainly could be a thing. Everybody's talking about CTAs and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, CTAs, just so you know, they're almost always late to the party. But there is, a good amount of, hedging that probably will take place below this level here. So you see 6,800, that's kind of your big line in the sand on the cash S&P. And then on the spider, which I didn't type in right, you can see right here, yeah, so this hasn't updated the at the money yet because it's pre-market, but you can see 675 and 670 down there. Our big area is 675. That should be a lot. I'd be interested to see where this goes. We'll see if we get if that ends up being put support or not. But right now, this is totally a day trader's market. We're absolutely raking it in right now. Day trading. Swing trading is very difficult. At least on the indexes. On single stocks is a little bit easier. Speaking of single stocks, we do have CrowdStrike reporting today. I do have shares in this, and they're decently in the money. I'll probably cut that down definitely before earnings here, just to lock in a gain. But they do have earnings, and MongoDB got another software name got hit again. So again, it's still this case of software names getting hit. So maybe CrowdStrike does as well. There is pretty good put support at 370 and even calls at 420. But let's see what we got here. There it is, CrowdStrike. 370 and then 420. So it has a pretty good area. And then I like the 618 too. But with how things have been lately, I definitely don't want to get stuck in something that was a winner and turning into a loser. But MongoDB here, yeah, down to 236. So that is in trouble there. Oil obviously catching a pretty big bid here, up another 7%. Finally made a new high there. Hasn't taken out the 2023 high, but I mean, look at this range. So there it is, right at the top end, and a lot can go on here. I mean, this is a very headline-driven market, so we got to be careful. As far as that regard is concerned here. But so far, obviously the escalation kind of, or rather lack of de-escalation, is causing oil to get a bid here. Gold, silver both down here, but silver off the lows nicely, and so is gold here. So they're hanging on. But yeah, ESNQ here also hanging on by a thread. So if this line in the sand goes, there is definitely, we can start to get into that trendy phase here to the downside there. Let's see what we're looking at here. Yeah, EWY, that was, Korea. Yep. So ridiculous. There's the Kospi right there. Finally coming in. finally coming in. You know, what's this, like almost 300, or, 3x gains since the April low. It's pretty crazy. So Kospi coming in, yeah, SNDK. We talked about this, the chips. This is still not terrible though here for SNDK. This stock actually looks pretty strong. I would honestly say, because you have like a higher, there is potential for a higher low here based on the open. This is something to watch for too. Like as this corrective phase, works its way through wherever this ends up, wherever it goes, as this works its way through and finishes. Where is SNDK? Where is WDC? Because these are not really breaking down that much. It's not like they're, maybe they'll barf today, but so far they're not really broken. And I bring that up because if you look at a stock like Palantir, I was really looking for a bigger correction last year so that I could buy this. And it didn't, it just didn't really, this was all you got on Liberation Day. You got one gap down and it didn't even, it didn't even break below 75, on a closing basis, right? And when you have something that's leading like that, right, when the market, the rest of the market, like the Qs are doing this, that's your sign that, hey, I want to jump in on that stock when the market rebounds because it's going to trend. And that's kind of what happened there with PLTR. It's a good sign. So I don't know, watch the memory stocks. We'll see what happens here with SNDK and all those names. Right now, I'm sure everybody's, discussing the eclipse and whatnot. Those can bring volatility. That's, you're seeing that right there. So lunar eclipse here. And we got it right now. Volatility is definitely back. Well, starting to see a little bit of panic creep in, but not a ton. We do have some. There is a call wall at 25 on the VIX. It can break though. It can break, and then you have another big level up at 35. So right now, that's kind of what we're looking at in the big macro sense here. And we'll see. I would prefer this to, I'm sure everybody else would too. I just want to see this unwind here. Can we just get this over with? That would be very, very welcome here because this has been, and I don't even care which side wins again, but I'd like somebody to win here. But let's see what we get. So watch 67.70. If that goes, we will make a new low, and I would not get in the way if that is the case. We're negative gamma 675. You might get a bounce there. That's where we're sitting right now. We might get a bit off that pre-market, but that's a big one in the sand here right now. Let's see what you guys are saying. We got a couple minutes here. Again, I've been doing these early the last 2 days. I have a busy week outside of trading on top of everything, so I'm trying to just get this in while I can. Yeah, thank you, Rich. Yeah, hit the like, subscribe, share it too if you can. Yeah, and that's the good part. Yesterday that trend move that paid off almost the whole week, and then we just got a really nice winner here too. It was like 13 and then 20 points on that. Closed out the runner for a 1 point. So entry was right at 75, I think. Yeah, right there, right above that, and then we had a nice little push there. Doesn't look like much, but that's this is 25 points here to there. It's a pretty good ES move. We'll see. We're right into that 675 right now, so you can tell. So 67.70 lines up right to 675. There's big put wall there, so we'll see. Maybe they hold it. Maybe they mean revert us again. Yeah, Dave. Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. It's going to be explosive whichever direction it goes in. But I'm also in the camp too that this is not, because like the problem is you have a range right here, right there. Look, you have like 3 levels of ranges here, and I know it's not going to be easy when this breaks out. It could easily do one of these, right? It could easily go here and then there's so many different paths that this could take inside of, because it's multiple ranges. That's why I've likened this to 2015 before. So right here, you've got kind of like this range here, right? and then there's like that small one, and then there's like the bigger one. There's like several levels of just this box, and that's exactly what happened when it broke down. It was not right. This is about as complicated as it could be, right? And a lot of people got destroyed, trying to catch that break. Yeah, I mean, think about how many people tried to jump in short here, right? And they might have, did one for one day, but then they got stuffed, right? And how many people tried to go long here and then they got shaken out. They tried to go long here, they got shaken out, right? And look at this too. I mean, can you tell me right there on that candle that you're not getting stopped out? That's a stop out, right? And look what happened after that, right? It's not going to be easy. And with dispersion, it makes it even harder. Nat gas. I don't know. Nat gas is nat gas. What are we at? 311 here. It's holding up. It's holding up right now. Probably. I mean, if Russia gets involved, but then we're talking about a whole different thing. So I shouldn't even be thinking of that. But red cat for Peter. Yeah. This chart's still holding up very well too. It's up, set to gap up today. They're looking pretty good. Bitcoin, yeah, I noticed that too. My problem is that like it's just been in such a range for so long. Is this just noise at this point with Bitcoin? It needs to clear this level. It's got to like you got to come on, like let's go. You got everything like lined up perfectly. This has a layup to do this right now, and it's not. That's my only issue with it. But yeah, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it, do that. Yes, testing 6770 now. Yeah, come on in and join. I mean, I'm probably gonna. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything else today, just because I think this tape's kind of treacherous here. But I mean, I'm already basically at a weekly quota anyway at this point. We'll see. I think tomorrow we'll probably get another headline though. Tomorrow morning, another headline to trade. But we'll see what we get here. Again, watch 6770. If we lose that, you're going to go to 670, and I mean I'll be watching to see how much interest gains down there. Put interest, that is, and if it doesn't, that could mean that we're going to get stuffed and mean revert later. But if it starts gaining and we're in negative gamma, don't try to buy dips. Rule number one: when bears are in control, you have to wait for support to reclaim. That's really it. So anyway, we'll see what we get here. Come find Gamma Boy Trades for the review later. Come join the room. We're gonna have a lot of fun here.